breaking news out of the NFL. The 11-time Pro Bowl left tackle Trent Williams is ending his holdout. He and the 49ers have come to terms and will finalize a new deal. So Trent Williams expecting to play Monday night against the Jets. And we've already seen lots of implications in the betting market. That line now moving to 4, moving the 49ers' way. So Lombardi, your initial reaction to this breaking news?
Well, I fully expected this to get done. The 49ers know how important Trent Williams is to their team. Even though he's 36 years old, he still plays at an extremely high level. So the relationship between Kyle Shanahan and Trent Williams goes back to when Mike Shanahan, his father, drafted Trent, was his first pick when he was with the Washington team. So I knew it would get done. And you say, well, does he have enough time to get ready for the opener? I'm pretty sure he'll be able to get ready for the opener and play well against the Jets. It would shock me if he didn't. So it's a great move for the 49ers. They needed it. Now they have their team back. They need to get everybody coordinated and back into action. But I think the 3.5s are going to be long gone in this game. I think we're going to see 4s and maybe 4.5 pop up, Harrison, because I think with the offensive line somewhat solidified, it at least matches up to the Jets right now.
Yeah, and then you could see definitely the line continue to move in that fashion with Trent Williams. You can look at the record that they've had with him on and off the field, and it's vastly different. I do think this is a good bit of business here from General Manager John Lynch, though, Michael, because there's definitely going to be some money that has to come Brock Purdy's way, the man who's number 5 on your Lombardi list. So good for them to get the deal done, not just with Trent Williams, but obviously with Brandon Ayuk as well before they eventually have to pay him. I did see something on the internet, and who knows how real the internet is at times, but there was some assumption that if the deal got done for Brandon Ayuk, if they potentially got Trent Williams done, then it could be that Deebo Samuel at some point becomes expendable. Your quick thoughts on that?
Well, I do think Deebo he's playing for his contract next season. None of the money of his $19 million is guaranteed. So when you don't have guaranteed money and your contract is in that element, then it becomes you become liable to get cut. And I think, to me, one of the problems that the 49ers have with Deebo. Now, Deebo's a great player, but Deebo's really not technically a wide receiver. Deebo is a running back who plays wide receiver. That's why this kid in high school was the all-time leading kick returner in South Carolina high school football history. I mean, the ball in his hands, as we can see, he's dynamic. Running routes, not so much. He's not a route runner. He's a runner with the football, and that's why Kyle utilizes him with a lot of motion and a lot of quick routes so that he can catch the ball on the move and yards after the catch. So one of the things the Niners need is that Brandon Ayuk outside receiver who can win with routes, not with scheme. And I think that's why Deebo probably, this will be the last time this group kind of all comes together. McCaffrey's going to be there. Kittle's going to be there. Ayuk's going to be there. I don't think Samuel will.
Well, looking at how Trent Williams' extension impacts this game, I mean, he impacts every offensive player on the field. The 49ers were 0-3 without Trent Williams last season. They were 3-6 without him since 2020. And Brock Purdy's stats drastically different. He had a 3-9 touchdown to interception ratio in those 3 games without Trent Williams last year. In all games with him, he had 28 touchdowns, just 2 interceptions. CMC also impacted. His yards before contact dropped from 2.3 to 1.8 versus without Trent Williams. And then another thing I was looking at, kind of anticipating Williams to sit this game, is George Kittle props, because Williams sitting would have hurt his production. Kittle would have been asked to block more, which means less route participation for him. Now he can kind of play his traditional role. So now that Brock Purdy has that additional protection. So lots of impact in the betting markets, I think, in this game. Harrison, any thoughts on how he might affect the props? I know you're a prop guy.
Well, I think you brought up a good one there with George Kittle. We definitely want to look at his pass catches. You want to look at his overall yards receiving. That's definitely something I would look at. I think that's a good call there. And obviously, too, got to wonder about how this impacts Christian McCaffrey as well in terms of him being somebody who could participate in the passing game as well. So I think that's a good call there, particularly on Kittle. I'll have to take a deep dive into it, as obviously it is breaking news. That's a good call.
Well, the one thing about Kittle is Kittle's kind of like a utility infielder. They use him depending on the matchups each week. So, when they need him to be in protection, he's very good. Now, one of the plays in the Super Bowl, it cost them because their protection, it wasn't the right one. And that's when Purdy had to throw the slant over to his left to Ayuk when he should have thrown the option route to McCaffrey, but he didn't have any time. He wasn't protected on that side. So I do think, look, when Kyle Shanahan puts together his play sheet and as bettors and as fantasy players, you've got to know what that game sheet looks like, right? Because you want to be able to be in the column where I got to get him the ball early. McCaffrey's going to be in that column. He's getting him the football early. And then everybody else on the offense is predicated on how the defense plays them. But McCaffrey's not predicated on that. He's getting the football in the first 10 plays, whether he's getting it running, whether he's getting it through a screen, whether he's getting it as a wide receiver. The offense runs through McCaffrey, and everything else kind of plays off.
Thanks for watching, but don't let the betting insights end here. If you want an extra edge this football season, you can get a month of VSiN Pro right now absolutely free. That means access to our betting insights, analysis, and tools like our betting splits at zero cost to you. Click the link in the description to sign up.